Before we begin, I want you to picture this. You get a raise, a real one. Not $5, not a tiny adjustment, a raise that should change things. And for a few days, maybe a few weeks, it does. You feel lighter, more capable, more hopeful, and then something strange happens. Your life upgrades quietly. Your spending upgrades quietly. Your standards upgrade quietly. And a few months later, you're staring at your account again thinking, how am I still stressed? How do I make more and still feel the same or worse? Why do I feel even tighter now? That feeling has a name, lifestyle creep, and it's one of the most invisible financial traps because it doesn't feel like a mistake. It feels like normal life. So today, we're breaking down what lifestyle creep really is, why raises don't make you feel richer, how your brain updates your normal, and the exact systems that keep your raise from disappearing. Because earning more without feeling better is not success. It's an upgraded stress. Welcome to Money Mindset Lab, where we treat money habits like experiments, not moral judgments. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't lose money after a raise, they lose margin, and margin is what creates the feeling of wealth, not income. Margin. Here's a simple definition. Lifestyle creep is when your spending rises to match your new income without you noticing. It happens in small, reasonable upgrades, a slightly nicer apartment, a slightly better car, more delivery, more subscriptions, more convenience, more upgrades, more I deserve this. Not wild luxury, just smoother life. And smoother life is addictive. And here's the most important part. Lifestyle creep is not just spending, it's identity. Your raise changes how you see yourself and what you believe is acceptable. And once your brain decides something is normal, going back feels like loss, even if it's the smart move. So if you've ever thought, I make more money, but I don't feel richer, this video is for you because you're not crazy. Your brain is doing something predictable. And once you understand it, you can outsmart it. Let's talk about why raises don't create relief. Because your brain adapts. The moment your income increases, your baseline updates. What used to feel like success now feels like minimum. That's hedonic adaptation. But don't focus on the term, focus on the mechanism. Your brain is designed to normalize improvements, so you keep chasing. That's great for survival, terrible for satisfaction. So the raise comes and your brain says, okay, this is the new normal. Now what? And now what is where lifestyle creep begins. Here's how it shows up in real life. You don't say, I'm going to spend my entire raise. You say, I can finally breathe. I can finally make life easier. I can finally stop worrying about small stuff. And those words are not wrong. The problem is, you don't set boundaries. So the small stuff becomes daily stuff. Let's do a quick test. If you get a raise of $500 a month, what happens? At first you notice it, then slowly, 100 goes to delivery and convenience. 100 goes to subscriptions you earned. 150 goes to small upgrades and nicer choices. 50 goes to why not spending. And 100 disappears into random life. And suddenly, your raise is gone. Not on one big purchase, on 1,000 tiny permissions. That's lifestyle creep. It's not one decision, it's a drift. Now let's talk about the psychology behind it, because lifestyle creep is not about math, it's about emotion. And there are 3 emotional forces driving it. 1, relief seeking. 2, identity upgrading. 3, social comparison. Let's break them down. First, relief seeking. Raises often arrive after stress. You worked hard. You were under pressure. You felt like you were behind. So when more money arrives, your brain thinks, finally, relief. And what does relief look like? Convenience. Delivery instead of cooking. Uber instead of bus. Faster shipping. Premium plans. Nicer versions. And the scary part? Convenience becomes a need. Fast because once you experience the easier version, your brain gets used to it. Second, identity upgrading. When your income rises, your self-image rises too. You start thinking, I'm not the person who buys the cheap version anymore. I'm not the person who waits anymore. I'm not the person who struggles anymore. So you upgrade, not because you need to, because it confirms your new identity. And identity is powerful. Your brain will spend money to protect a story about who you are. Third, social comparison. When you earn more, you often move closer to different people. New coworkers, new circles, new standards, and your brain compares upward, not to your past self, to your new proximity. So you start spending to keep up with what looks normal around you, even if it's not normal for your goals. Now combine all three: relief, identity, comparison. That mix can erase any raise. Here's the reason it feels so confusing. Lifestyle creep doesn't feel like overspending. It feels like finally living. And that's why it's dangerous, because you don't fight it, you justify it. Now let's talk about the hidden cost. The cost of lifestyle creep is not just money, it's anxiety. Because when your lifestyle expands, your responsibilities expand too. You now need more money every month just to maintain your life. That creates pressure, and pressure creates fear. Fear of losing your job, fear of one emergency, fear of one mistake. So ironically, earning more can make you feel less safe if your lifestyle becomes fragile. This is why some high earners feel broke, because their lifestyle has no margin. They're not poor, they're tight. And tight feels like poverty to the nervous system. So how do we fix this? Not with guilt, not with extreme restriction, with a system, because systems beat moods. Here's the core rule that stops lifestyle creep. You don't spend a raise, you assign it before it disappears. Because if your raise has no job, your emotions will give it one. And that job will be instant comfort. So let's build the anti-lifestyle creep system. It has 4 parts: simple, repeatable, and designed for real life. Part 1, the 48-hour rule after a raise. When you get a raise, do not upgrade anything for 48 hours. No subscriptions, no car upgrades, no apartment browsing, no let's celebrate shopping spree. Why? Because raises trigger dopamine, and dopamine makes you spend for identity. Waiting 48 hours lets your calm brain take over, and calm brain decisions are cheaper. Part 2, split the raise on purpose. Here's the split that works for most people. 50% to future you, 30% to margin, 20% to lifestyle. Future you is savings, investing, or debt payoff. Margin is your buffer, the breathing room, extra cash. Lifestyle is upgrades you intentionally choose. This prevents the raise from becoming a full lifestyle shift. It becomes a controlled upgrade. And if 50-30-20 feels hard, start with 40-40-20 or even 30-50-20. The point is not the perfect numbers. The point is intentional assignment. Part 3, create a raise buffer before any upgrade. This is the step most people skip. Before you increase your lifestyle costs, you must build a buffer that protects it. For example, if you want to upgrade your rent by $200 a month, first build a buffer of $1,200, 6 months of the difference. So if anything happens, you're not trapped. This protects you from lifestyle fragility. Part 4, upgrade one thing at a time. Lifestyle creep happens when you upgrade everything slowly, without noticing. So flip it. Upgrade only one category per quarter. 1, maybe food, maybe housing, maybe travel, maybe fitness. Everything else stays stable. This creates control, and control is the feeling of wealth. Now let's make this real with a story. Imagine you get a raise. You start ordering delivery more often. It's small. Then you upgrade your phone plan. Then you start taking taxis more. Then you subscribe to 3 things. Then you start buying better versions of everything. And suddenly, you need the raise just to feel normal. That's the trap. Now imagine a different version. Same raise. You wait 48 hours. Then you assign the money. Half goes to future you automatically. 30% goes to buffer. 20% becomes your upgrade fund. Then you choose one upgrade. Just one. Maybe you upgrade your groceries. So eating healthy becomes easier. And you keep everything else stable. Now your life improves and your safety improves. That's how you feel richer. Now let's talk about the mental shift, because this is where people get stuck. They think, if I don't upgrade, what was the point of earning more? Here's the answer. The point of earning more is margin. The point is optionality. The point is buying time and peace, not buying more monthly obligations. Here's a line you should remember. A raise should reduce stress, not increase standards. Now let's talk about a subtle form of lifestyle creep. Subscription creep. Tiny monthly charges that feel harmless, but combined, they become a second rent. Streaming, apps, premium tiers, just $9.99, just $14.99. And because it's automatic, it feels invisible. So do this once per month. Cancel one subscription, just one. That one action creates margin, and margin creates calm. Another subtle form, convenience creep, delivery fees, express shipping, ride shares, paid shortcuts. These are the most addictive expenses because they save time, but if you don't set limits, they expand forever. So, choose one rule. For example, delivery only once per week, or rideshare only when late, or premium plans only for work tools. One rule, that's enough to stop the drift. Now let's talk about status creep. This is the one nobody wants to admit. When income rises, you may start buying things to signal you're doing well, not even to others, to yourself. And the scary part? Status has no finish line. There's always a nicer version. So the system is define your status metrics, not on the internet, in your own life. For example, my status is low stress. My status is high savings. My status is freedom to say no. My status is leaving a job if I want. Those don't photograph well, but they build real wealth. Now, a practical exercise. I want you to write this sentence. My raise will be used to buy. And don't write things. Write a feeling, peace, stability, time, freedom, breathing room. Then design your raise around that, because raises should serve values, not impulses. Now let's address the big fear. What if my life genuinely needs upgrades? That's valid. You should improve your life, but improve it intentionally, not automatically. That's the difference between growth and creep. Growth is chosen. Creep is unconscious. So here's the checklist you use after any raise. 1. Did my automatic saving increase? 2. Did my buffer increase? 3. Did I add any new monthly obligations? 4. If my income dropped, could I maintain this life? That last question is powerful, because fragility feels like poverty, even with high income. Now let's close with the real truth. Feeling rich is not about what you buy. It's about what you don't have to worry about. It's about the ability to handle surprises calmly. It's about having margin. It's about having choices. So here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, track one thing, not your income, your margin, how much money exists that has no job and no pressure. Even $200, even $500, that number is the beginning of wealth. And if you get a raise soon, do this. Wait 48 hours. Split the raise intentionally. Build a buffer before upgrading. Upgrade one thing, not everything. Then notice, not your spending, your stress. Because a raise that doesn't reduce stress isn't a raise, it's a bigger treadmill. If this video helped you, subscribe to Money Mindset Lab. Every week, we break down money psychology and build habits that actually stick. And comment one word, margin, because raises don't make you feel rich. Margin does. See you in the next one.